Hey guys, welcome to Commerce Adda. Myself Vadnala Shivlingam, a qualified NetJRF in Commerce. I'm a verified, educated and Academy Plus platform for teaching to the paper 1 and paper 2 of Commerce in the UGC NET examination. So guys, as a UGC NET aspirants, we will get some common questions are there which are having a double and multiple answers are available in the Google and various social media platforms. Let me clarify those with the authentic data there in the website, official websites itself. As per the official information only, we'll try to clarify that normal questions which are asked by everyone. So the question number 1 is that usually what is the maximum age criteria for the JRF examination? Because normal, there are two types are there, JRF and assistant professor. Normal lectureship or assistant professor examination doesn't have any maximum upper age limit. So absolutely any age candidate can appear for the assistant professor or lectureship. Whereas the candidate who wanted to appear for the JRF, you need to check the age eligibility criteria. Should not exceed the age of 31 years as on 1st of March 2021 for the recent examination, for the upcoming examination which is mentioned by the NTA. Cutoff date is that 1st of March 2021. So what is the maximum number of years? Should not exceed 31 years. So the candidate should not exceed 31 years at any case. But there is an additional 5 years relaxation is available for the candidate who belong to OBC non-creamy layer and scheduled caste, that is SC, scheduled tribe, that is ST, and PWD category. And also all the women categories also equally getting this 5 years relaxation. That means so SC, ST, PWD and all the women category as well as OBC non-creamy layer category. All these candidates are going to get 31 plus 5 years extra. So that is what the conclusion point. Whereas only general male candidates and OBC creamy layer candidates are going to get 31 years as a maximum age limit. So the candidates, you need to check according to your category, you need to check the age eligibility criteria. So this is what the new which is amended one in the 2021 and 2020 onwards it is going on. And the second question which is misleading question is that what are the maximum number of attempts for the junior research fellowship examination? So some websites are showing in the Google as in 3 years maximum, 3 maximum number of attempts for the JRF and any number of attempts for the assistant professor. As per the official sources, I am telling this is a trash. Official websites are not even indicating any number of maximum attempts for appearing into the JRF examination. Nothing as such mentioned in the UGC or else in the NTA website. So none of the website or none of the sources are saying the maximum number of attempts. So 3 years is it is a trash concept. That concept itself is not there. So there are no maximum number of attempts for the JRF appearing into the exam, because many people are giving even 7, 8 attempts, 9 attempts, even 6 attempts, 4 attempts, 3 attempts. Many are giving. They are getting a JRF. So there is no limit as such on the number of attempts to be given for the JRF examination. Next, third question which have been asked is that I belong to commerce in my master. My subject is commerce. Can I appear for the management? My subject is management. Can I appear for the commerce? My subject is economics. Can I appear for the commerce? So these are the common questions. Can I appear the other than subject which is there in my PG? As per the information bulletin, official source, no, you should not appear for the other than your master subject. Candidates are advised to appear only for the subject which is there in the post graduation. Because why this provision is there? Later, if you want to join into the PhD program, now you are having a master's in commerce and you qualified NET in management, and you want to appear for the you want to join in the PhD program for which discipline? Either is it a management discipline or commerce discipline? You can appear in any one. But the problem arises, the eligibility criteria for qualifying into the management NET examination is that MBA, not the MCOM. So that's where you cannot claim that qualification even though you qualify. You can qualify, but you cannot claim that qualification. That is the problem which will arise. because certificate problem will arise. Verification of a certificate problem will arise now later if you want to join into the PhD. So because of that only, candidates are advised to appear only in those subjects which you are having in a post graduation. Next, the fourth question is that what is the difference between the JRF and assistant professor? So we are having a two kind of examination. Apply only for the assistant professor, apply for the both JRF and assistant professor. So what is the difference between? Usually assistant professor is called as the candidate who qualified only for the NET examination. Who qualified only for the NET examination is called as eligible for the assistant professor. That means they are not going to get any of the fellowship amount. They are just getting a qualification to get eligible for the assistant professor examination in their respective states or in the respective universities across India. That's it. That is the only benefit of qualifying in the UGC NET assistant professor. Whereas junior research fellowship, the name itself is indicating research fellowship. If you qualify in this examination, you are going to get a fellowship amount during your research period. So for a period of 3 years minimum and maximum 5 years, you are going to get a fellowship amount as per the UGC norms. You are going to get it. That is what a junior research fellowship examination. So under the one examination, that is UGC NET examination only, the candidates will be appearing for the JRF, candidate will be appearing for the assistant professor. So both this two classification will be by only one examination, that is UGC NET. So these are the 4 questions which I wanted to clarify, because many people are having a misconceptions about it. Just I wanted to clarify based on the official sources. I hope you got clarified, and if you are having any other queries other than these 4 questions, please mention in the comment box so that I can try to clear it out and by making some more videos. If you like the video, do not forget to hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon for upcoming video notifications in my channel. And if you want to follow me in Unacademy Learning app, you can follow me, and I am teaching paper 1, paper 2 free classes also at Unacademy Plus platform. All the links are given in the description. And do not forget to share with your friends, because that will be the motivation for us. When the videos are reaching more to the students, then that will be the motivation to do much more videos like this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.